Hey there, everybody. I am Leslie Nunnery with Teach Them Diligently, and I am here today with Chris and Heather Laurie as they step into our Museum of the Bible Speaker Spotlight. The Museum of the Bible, like I said before, is opening next year, and at all of our conventions, you're going to be able to hear more about what they're doing, and it is really exciting. You're going to love what you hear, and just be glad to be a part of it. But this morning, I'd like for you to welcome Chris and Heather. Chris and Heather, say hello to everybody. Tell us just a little bit about yourselves and your family, if you don't mind.
Hello, my name is Christopher Laurie.
I'm Heather Laurie, and we're of specialneedshomeschooling.com. It's our baby blog, which blossomed into a speaking ministry, and the good Lord gave us 5 beautiful children. The children and I have a genetic illness called mitochondrial disease, which means that we have learning disabilities, medical fragile issues, just a lot of special needs we've had to deal with over the past, 13 years of homeschooling. We're graduating one. So we have come to a place in our life where we really feel led to help share this, and through writing, through the blog, through speaking at Teach Them Diligently, we've been able to share, and I hope help lots of families.
Now, you guys talk specifically, well, not this year, you're kind of branching out a little bit, but historically you have talked exclusively to the community who really needs special help, that they are dealing with children that have special needs, like you talk about in your blog. You mentioned a little bit some of what you have in your family, but can you tell us a little about the sessions that you do and the encouragement and the hope that you found? You have one session, I believe, that's called Thinking About Homeschooling Your Special Needs Child. Tell us a little bit, give us a hint about why that's possible, why it's a good idea.
Well, I'm doing that session. I'm doing 2 sessions, Thinking About Homeschooling Your Special Needs Child and Homeschooling with Autism is Awesome. And I really absolutely feel that children who have these very unique strengths and weaknesses, whether that's because they're delayed in reading, or they have autism, or they're medically fragile, that when we're at home, we can so uniquely match their needs, and in a very timely manner. When you're in school, things move at a glacial pace. So that's what I'm speaking to. I'm talking about, is it legal? Can you do this? Can you find the curriculum? Can you go down to the floor of a convention hall and find what you're looking for? And how do you go about doing that? We're going to tackle those very real subjects while we're in there. We're going to talk about 4 of my 5 have autism. So I talk about we've changed our diet. So we're gluten-free, yes. And he is the chef too. Man, give this guy a grill and so together as a team, we're helping our children through their very unique ups and downs, and I believe wholeheartedly that we can do that for other families too.
You offer so much hope, and I know that people really flock to your booth in the vendor hall as well. Just for these families that are really seeking encouragement, seeking help, what kind of things do you all talk about, even in your booth where you're holding hands and you're talking all the time and you're giving hope? I know that is a part of your ministry that you really, really enjoy and are really passionate about. So what are some of the things that you talk about in there?
Do you want to touch on that? Well, one of the things that we talk about together is marriage. Marriages can be strained, and unfortunately homeschooling does not. It does provide some shielding from the cultural norm of breaking up, but still with a special needs family, it can be very stressful.
There are far more special needs families break up or have issues, so we're trying to assist those families so that to head that kind of thing off, because the marriage is a very important part of your family.
Exactly. And we're doing one workshop called Parenting the Challenging Child. And the more that we looked at that, the more we realized that it required the 2 of us to be rock solid and on the same page. Or perhaps you have a child that you've adopted that has reactive attachment disorder, RAD, they will try very hard to kind of wiggle in between the two so they can be the power structure in the family. But that's not how God designed it. So we are very emphatic about a family, a mom and a dad standing strong, standing together, and they can get through all sorts of things, whether it's a special needs disability, whether it's just a child that's testing their limits.
Right, right. Well, you guys, I've told you many, many times, you all amaze me. I'm very privileged to know you. You never cease to do things that people just don't think are possible. And it's been a pretty amazing thing to watch God answer prayer and to work miraculously on your behalf. Chris, you are speaking this year by yourself for the first time, I believe. I don't think you've done it yet by yourself. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the things that you're addressing? I know David is very excited about a couple of your sessions. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, one of the sessions I'm going to be doing is parenting from a cubicle, assisting Heather in homeschooling from a distance, because I spent 10 years of the 13 years hours away trying to assist her and help her get through this with our children, with some very, very intense learners. And she needed the support and the backing that I could provide. So I had to figure out how to do that from a distance. So I'm going to talk about some of the things that I found useful from those experiences. And security is a big thing.
Yeah, I like
we need to protect our families. So I'm going to cover some of the dangers that you can find on the internet and how we can actively take a hand in protecting our children and protecting our families from those dangers.
Yeah, prevention is a lot better than having to clean up the mess later. So.
Oh, there is no question. And both of those sessions, talking to dads about how important it is to be actively involved, whether you are sitting in the home or not, is something that is near and dear to our hearts. But also that cybersecurity session, I think, will be very, very valuable. So I appreciate your presenting them this year. Well, I thank you guys for hanging out with us. I cannot wait to see you very, very soon in Nashville. But I believe you'll be in Nashville, Atlanta, and Sandusky. So.
Yeah.
So thank you all for doing this.
Thank you for having us on.
You're welcome. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the families before we head on our merry way today?
Just that we have found the Teach Them Diligently conferences, no matter what venue you've picked, you've been very special needs friendly, mobility friendly. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm in a wheelchair, a power wheelchair, and I am able to navigate the floor. And I know that can be a serious issue. A lot of people don't even come to conventions because they're concerned they can't get around. I'm telling you, I can get around, and you guys have really gone out of your way to make sure that as much as possible that we can meet the needs of our special needs little ones. And I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that.
Well, you're welcome. We're especially excited about our Nashville rooms this year, because all of the rooms that the special needs workshops are in, the ones that are specific to that, are on the same level as the vendor hall. So it should make it a lot easier.
That's excellent.
It'll make it a lot easier to navigate without waiting for elevators and whatnot. So we're very excited about that. So anyway, thank you all for hanging out with us today. Thank you to Museum of the Bible for sponsoring this. And I look forward to seeing you all very soon at Teach Them Diligently.